This anime is just not for me. This anime is clearly aimed at a very young demographic. Now, just because something is made for a young demographic doesn't mean it cannot be appreciated by a much older demographic, older audience. Well, for one example that I can give you is My Little Pony with the Bronies. With that, enough said. But I have sadly to say that this anime is not one of those. Even I watched all two seasons, and this is not something that I can see an older audience appreciating. No, this is clearly aimed for, I would say, from the age to 4 to 10, maybe not even 10, maybe 8, but young audience only. This is not something that I can see an older audience, much less me, appreciating. But I'm going to talk about a little about this story, at least for you to decide if you want to let your little one watch it or not. So we have our two main characters. We have Kawaii, who's the boy, and the other character is a little slime toy that takes the form of a girl. Now, I'm not going to try to pronounce her name. I tried before starting this video, and I could not, for the life of me, pronounce her name right. So I'm just going to refer to her as Slime Girl, and that's it. Now, the story of this anime is quite simplistic. Every episode, the slime girl is trying to convince Kawaii that she's cute, trying to get him to say it that she's cute. She refusing. They get into a couple of wacky situations here and there. They annoy the hell of each other like two siblings, and at the end of the episode he still refuses to call her cute. On to the next episode, and that's mostly the story of this anime. Very innocent enough, but even though that this anime is quite innocent throughout 99% of both two seasons, there was only one joke that I just could not get over. One joke that took it a little bit too far, and that is where we have the slime girl in one episode feeling that she is losing let's say like she's losing the audience. The people are not saying that she's cute like they did before. Obviously, other than Kawaii, Kawaii refuses to call her cute, but the rest of the student body calls her cute. But she feels that she's losing them towards another cute person from the anime that appears later. And this piece of trash, this human dumpster, actually says towards the slime girl that if you want us to think that you're cute again, why not take off your clothes and show some skin? I felt disgust towards him like you could not believe. And worst of it is that she was actually going to do it. Now, is a slime girl, so if she have lifted her shirt, the only thing that you were going to see is slime. You were not going to see any skin whatsoever, only blue slime. But still, the attempt of this character to actually trying to get her to show skin from a very young looking girl. Ugh, disgusting. It was very good that Kawhi went towards in the very last minute to stop her. And just like I said, only thing that you were going to see is slime again, but still the implication, the attempt, I felt disgust towards him like you could not believe. Even though that throughout the later episodes, the anime just simply gloss over it and just simply fall back to square one and treating him like that never happened. I just could not get over it. I just felt disgust towards him throughout the rest of the season. Could not get over it. Maybe am I overreacting towards it? Maybe, but that's simply my opinion. But other than that one single joke, The rest of the anime completely fine. We have the slime girl in every single episode in order to try to convince Kawaii that she's cute. She takes different forms. Now these different forms are mostly humanoids. Simply she wearing different clothes. Sometimes she takes a more adult form or even a teenager form with different hairstyles, different clothing, and only once in a while does she takes a very impressive looking form, a Buddha, a mermaid, sometimes animals. Where there's one that was a dragon that I think that all of them that was the coolest one. Even though that she only wants to be seen as cute, I have to say the dragon one was cool, not cute. Now that's mostly the transformations. Now the only downside about the different transformation is the transformation sequence. The whole it's like having the whole magical girl transformation on steroids. Because I swear that the transformation sequence that she does for her forms takes forever. I have it right now here on fast forward, but if not, it will last like 3 minutes. It was just something, one random thing after another that makes no sense, and that just made it that long to pad out the runtime to be able to do the whole typical 22-minute runtime. But the transformation sequence takes sometimes just so long and so boring. Seeing it once is fine enough, but seeing it the same thing episode for episode through episode, you just goes, oh, not this shit again. And yes, some episode the transformation sequence they do cut it short because of the runtime, but it's still annoying and I don't like it. And sometimes they even do it especially worse because some episodes she does two transformation in one episode, and you have to see the same transformation sequence twice in one episode. That's the only downside of the transformation. That damn transformation sequence, I do not like it. And that's all enough with the slime girl about her. Now let me talk about a little more about Kawaii. Now Kawaii at the first half of the first season, he was just so annoying because what's the big deal of not wanting to admit towards the slime girl that she's cute? Just simply say it and get it over with and make her happy. But he just refused to say it. It was only later on that with a flashback he experienced a traumatic moment in his life where he was in grade school but very young. And he, like I said in the beginning, he likes cute things, and the girls from his class were just not in agreement with him. Even though that he has a very cute plushie that he really enjoyed and treasure, the other girls in his class was saying, "Oh no 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 no! Boys have no, sorry, boys have cool things. Cute things are for the girls." And he tried to fight it at but had his toy destroyed in the process. By the way, what you're seeing right here is the point of view from a very young boy. It was even though that the jokes on the in this anime weren't all that funny, but this image right here was hilarious for me. The way that you remember things in your past, it was just ridiculous that came out of nowhere. But yes, because of that experience, he does not want to admit that the slime girl is cute because in his mind he feels that somebody's just going to appear out of nowhere and take her away, saying, "Oh, she's cute. Oh no, 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 you're a boy. You do cool things, not cute." And I can understand that because after I watched the flashback, I did felt bad towards the character, but even though that I understand it, I still am not 100%. okay with it, thinking, oh, well, I now I understand, so all is forgiven. No, I still think that he's a little bit annoying because, yes, maybe that's what you experienced in grade school, but now that you're older, or I think middle school, with this animation style is not always safe to say, but I'm just going to go in the safe side and say that he's in the last year of middle school, and he he's not receiving any discrimination, even though that he's buying cute things, going to cafes and eating cute food and so on and so on. He always being very paranoid, thinking, oh, all the peoples are just looking at me with disgust because even though that I'm a boy, I'm doing all of these cute things, but it never happened. At least in the two seasons that I watched, now nobody even batted an eye towards him doing something cute. I think that it was simply girls in grade school just being very young and ignorant, just thinking that social norms are supposed to be this specific way. And when you grow up, you notice that that's just not the case. Every person has a different form of being. Even though that I am a man, I I always say that when it comes to anime, romance is my favorite genre. Maybe towards a man, they may think that, oh, a man is supposed to be action, adventure, maybe sci-fi, mystery, horror. No, my favorite genre is romance. So I don't know. I try to put myself in his shoes, but you cannot live the rest of your life with that sort of baggage holding you back. Just be proud of who you are, and if you like cute things, you like cute things. So I think that that's all that I have to say towards this anime. So I'm going to give this anime a score of 5, a 5 out of 10. And that score is me playing it safe because like I said, this anime is not for me, a young audience, but I can see little kids very much enjoying this anime. So I'm going to play it safe and go the middle of the road here and give it a 5. So apart from that one joke that I mentioned before, the rest of the anime completely innocent. You can let your very young little one watch this anime no problem. And that's all I have to say for today. So have a good day, have a good night, wherever you're from, and see you next video.